The voice beneath the floorboards. The first night, it whispered Eli's name. Faint, almost mistakable for a draft through the cracks, but it was unmistakable. Eli. He told himself it was the old house settling, a trick of exhaustion. Still, he stayed awake, frozen in bed, ears straining for another sound. None came, only silence thick enough to choke on. The second night, it scratched, long, slow drags against the wood under his bed. When he finally forced himself to look, there was nothing there. Only his own wide-eyed reflection in the black glass of the window. By the third night, the voice had found words. Let me out. It croaked from beneath the floorboards, raw and wet like something drowning in soil. Eli pressed his palms over his ears, but the voice slithered inside his head anyway, cold and heavy as a stone. The walls seemed to pulse with it, veins carrying some malignant blood through the house itself. On the fourth night, it wept, soft, rattling sobs that made Eli's skin prickle and his stomach turn. Something was suffering down there, something forgotten, abandoned. The cries grew louder, desperate, banging against the underside of the floor, until dust sifted down from the ceiling in a silent, filthy rain. Tonight, it laughed, a dry, cracking sound like splintered bone grinding together. The air reeked of mildew and old copper. No blood. Eli barely slept, too afraid to move, too paralyzed even to pray. As dawn crept pale and thickly through the curtains, something different caught his eye. A plank near the foot of the bed, warped, bulging upward as if pushed from below. Hands trembling, he reached down. The wood was warm, wrongly warm, and pulsing, as if breathing. When his fingertips brushed it, a nail snapped free, clattering onto the floor. A second nail popped loose, then another. The plank lifted on its own, inch by inch. Something pale and slick slithered out. First fingers, too long, too many joints. Then a hand, skin hanging like wet paper. It gripped Eli's ankle before he could even scream, cold and moving, dragging him down into the suffocating dark beneath the floorboards. The last thing he saw before the hole sealed itself above him was his own bed, empty and still, as if he had never been there at all. Above, the house settled back into its silence. But now, it was Eli's voice whispering from the cracks. Let me out.